Hello friends. Well, this morning I watered the square spiral garden and I tried to bring y'all with me, but the video failed to failed to record. So I'm just bringing you this afternoon. Check out my beautiful sunflower. Isn't he pretty? I've got one amaranth coming up in amongst the mint. They like the full sun, so I think that being surrounded where it is, it's not going to do well. But the rosemary's doing well, and the oregano is starting to bloom. So is the garlic, which we've seen before, and the cilantro is blooming everywhere. I've got birds all over the place. There's like a bird fight going on in the one of the nut trees, and they've been like hopping around all over the place. I don't know what kind of little bird it is, but they're adorable. So I sprayed these guys with a fungicide yesterday or day before, and then I watered them today. So yeah, that's not great timing on my part, but I had noticed that, yeah, see here, this spot on the apple tree says that the cedar apple rust is active. So I sprayed, and then I'm gonna have to go spray again. Artemisia has bloomed and is sort of winding down. It's to my waist now. This is now waist high to me. It's lovely how large it's getting, and maybe it will bloom again now that I've watered it. I watered for about an hour this morning, which was not enough to fill the wee pond, but it's been extremely dry here, so we needed water. Elephant ear's doing good. Check out my black-eyed Susans, or maybe these are brown-eyed Susans. I don't know, but I love them. I love them. Love. And a giant mullein coming up here. I've harvested mullein, and then I have not used it yet, except for the oil. I've made oil from the flowers, with the flowers. So again, this is my Cortland apple, which is not as dark of a green. I wonder if it's doing okay, but you can see the spots on the leaves telling me that the cedar apple rust is active. So here's my mulberry, one that's in the garden, and I'll be doggone if I did not get an actual mulberry from this darling the other day. And I've been like, oh, he's in a bad place. It's in the way. I planted it in too small of a space. I did not know how big he was going to get. And then he gives me berries. And it's like, wow, I can't cut him down now. He's fed me. So yeah, it's interesting. The berries seem to grow close to the trunk. There's another one. So yeah, this guy is only about 3 years old, and he's probably 15 feet tall. I've been having to pull up a lot of trees, and the mugwort is taking over the world, of course. So here's the outermost eastern path. This is where it's a nut. It's a nut. What is it? Hazelnut. Big hazelnut, little hazelnut. Elderberry, looking absolutely gorgeous. Now, I was going to do something with this bed this year, and I have not yet done, except for weeding. And that just means that the giant flowers are going to come back. And I'm thinking I'm going to be okay with that. That's the Klondike Cosmos. So yeah, my elderberry is blooming here. I have not yet finished using the elderberries from last year. We still have them in the freezer, and this guy's getting ready to just bust out with them everywhere. And you know, the birds do end up eating a lot of them, and that is okay with me, because that means they're going to drop seeds. Now he is getting a little uncomfortably close But you know, that's what happens. Yeah, I got to get out here and take out these trees. Tree. Grapevine being... The grapes look fabulous. They're coming along nicely. Here's my watermelon. It's still just that big. It's like not even the size of a dollar bill. I'm hoping that, see, I've got this trellis laid out so it can grow here and then hopefully come across and back over here. But first it's going to start growing. Now all I've really done out here is weed the walking path. There's Inky Jr. And again, more trees I've got to cut down. There's another Black-Eyed Susan. Here's my third hazelnut. This is the one that always looks a little bit droopy. So that's all I've done out here. I've got a ton of the flowers growing out here that makes me happy. I transplanted that flower that the monarchs eat, milkweed, and it doesn't look very good. It doesn't look, it's losing leaves, but it does not appear to be dead. If the root survives, I'll be happy. I think that might be a flower. So this is the corner of the garden that gets the least amount of attention, as you can tell. But what's hidden in amongst these leaves is my Juneberry, serviceberry. Now serviceberry is an apple relative, so I didn't get it sprayed very well enough, so we're losing the berries to the apple rust, the apple cedar rust. And that's what this is. That's the apple cedar rust right there. What it looks like on a berry. It's the apple cedar rust right there. So this little guy being hidden. I sprayed him a couple times, but not in time to save the fruit. I have been working on clearing the pathways so I can get through here, but this is still pretty much wilderness. I don't remember what this is, but it's growing all over my garden. And then up there you see there's a lot of the goldenrod. And I'm not going to walk that way because it's a mess and it makes me ashamed. Shame. I am very happy that my asparagus, that one survived. This one over here doing really nicely. Now the grapevines are loaded this year. I guess it's just their year, and they're very friendly. Nothing going on with this bed at all. I had a squash plant that had volunteered right here from, I think, a squash that had developed and dropped here last year, and that vine has disappeared. It's just gone. That makes me sad. I had hoped to harvest from that. Inky, I cut Inky down because Inky was growing in a very bad shape. Now I don't see the root anywhere. It's in here somewhere. So Inky's gonna come back. He had been completely covered up with these guys, which is more of the goldenrod. It's like, I love the goldenrod, but I don't need him to choke my pokeweed plant, so I had to cut them down. This is some sort of flowering shrub that I bought 5 of, and they all died, I thought, and he's come back. That makes me happy. This is, oh gosh, this is the Chinese princess tree that they're coming up all over. It's this sort of slimy feeling, very fuzzy. It's got a very green kind of scent, very soft, extremely invasive, very, very nasty how it takes over. It was sold as a decorative tree. It does have a lovely flower, you know, I'm not going to deny that, but it's very bad invasive, so we've been cutting them down. Blueberries starting to develop. Blueberries, little teeny blueberries, which I should probably pick off because I moved these guys this year, and so they really don't need the stress of growing berries. That's where my latest compost heap went. Compost heap, compost pit. Opposite of heap, pit. And then these gorgeous black-eyed Susans. I love them. And this whole place is just going to burst because that's black-eyed Susans. That is. Won't be long, and this is just going to be golden across, all the way across. Right now, of course, we still have the tons of coriander getting ready to develop. No, I still have not planted this little oregano. Nope. Always a struggle to keep this area clear. This is the other end of the wilderness. Here's my other serviceberry. Now this one I did spray in time, but then all the flowers died. The whole thing died back and looked like it was just going to be completely dead. Then it leafed back out. Now you can see it still has the cedar apple rust. I watered today, so the fungicide that I had sprayed got rinsed off, and I need to reapply it. Still have Jackmany. Still have asparagus doing really nicely. You can see those two nice thick asparagus stalks. Next year I should be able to actually harvest. Maybe just once. Maybe just one serving. But still. Ooh, the sunset's really pretty. But yeah, the clematis is doing lovely. I'm always fighting with trees growing in this area here. This is just past the house. Always dealing with trees growing here because, of course, the crepe myrtle here, birds roost in it, they drop seeds. But the fact is, I still need to cut this down. I did cut some of the vines growing up, the grapevines, but as you can see, it did not survive entirely. It did not survive the polar vortex. Now here, these leaves are good, but crepe myrtle is almost impossible to kill. I think it's going to be one of those ones that survives nuclear winter. So I just need to come in with a chainsaw or something, get my husband to come in with a chainsaw and cut this down at the base, just take it away. Obviously that has not happened yet, and it's been my plan for a little while. So this is along the house. The house is getting eaten by Virginia creeper and trumpet vine, or I'm not sure if that's trumpet vine or cross vine. I can't tell that. I don't know. The flowers look identical. The leaves are completely different. But it's, I do want the trumpet vine, and I don't want the Virginia creeper. So I'm gonna have to get in there and pull out the Virginia creeper. That's the one with the 5 leaves, the Virginia creeper, like your hand. And this is the trumpet vine that's climbing my gladiolus. So is the creeper. So yeah, you can think of it that way. The creeper is kind of handsy, 5 fingers, 5 leaves. So I don't really plant much in the way of flowers over here because being close to the house being made of old timbers that probably had creosote in them. So I assume this is toxic. Anytime you're dealing with building your house, you want to not grow food next to it, because a lot of the things that go into building houses are a bit toxic. Here's my Maximilian sunflower. Ooh, it's got kind of a Velcro-y feeling. It's a little bit rough, but it's going to have the most gorgeous flowers. It's going to get really tall and gorgeous. Oh, look, look, look. There's a bee. Bumblebee on the garlic flower. So I've had a few late strawberries. I see one here I'm going to pick. And then one that apparently something else is eating, but this one's mine. So yep, we watered in today. And the garden's looking really, really nice. I'm so happy with it. Well, thanks for joining me, y'all. Oh, look at that. Okay, there's my actual grapevine. And then there's a wild grapevine that has come back yet again. And that right there, that crook, that's a wild lettuce. It's always something. You always got to keep up. Blueberries. Coriander. More gladioli. Still no sign of the maypop vine. Hopefully that'll come up here soon. Cannas, looking forward to them. There's the other side of the sunflower. All right. Be well, y'all. Chickens.